6 other defendants will be sentenced over the next 2 days. 3 of them pled guilty. 3 of them were found guilty at trial. And the judge says that he is not going to be lenient on any of them. Elaine, they could now face between 15 and 40 years in prison.
Jamie, can you tell us a little more about the 3 men who were sentenced?
Yeah, it's really interesting, actually, Elaine. When you look at these 3 young men, they were between the ages of 18 and 19 years old when FBI agents stopped them at airports across the country. Primarily, the 3 today were stopped at JFK in New York before heading over to Turkey. Now, what's interesting within this community is that so many people have talked about these young men being disenfranchised and very angry within their community here in Minnesota, the Somali community. But these 3 individuals had jobs. They were well liked at school. Many people said that they were popular students, and they still found themselves going online, watching these videos and falling for a lot of the ideology of these people over in Syria, these terrorist recruiters, and then signing up saying that they would come, pledging themselves to go over. Now, the interesting part as well is that one of them was not honest right away with authorities when he was picked up, and he's the one who got the least sentence today, Mr. Yuccas. He's about 20 years old right now, and he will only go to a halfway house and then spend 20 years under supervision. But he initially lied about his participation in it, and the judge actually felt that that was more realistic in his rehabilitation, because he then turned, went a part of a de-radicalization program that is usually set up before it gets to this point, and has gone through that and is now extremely remorseful, whereas the other 2 were straightforward right away. In particular, Mr. Warsami was straightforward right away, but has remained a little too clean in the judge's eyes, and so he sentenced him to 30 months in prison. And then you had the other individual, Abdurrahman, who ended up getting that 10 years in prison. The judge could have given him 15, but the interesting part about his story is that his dad in particular has gone around and he's trying to talk to the community, saying, my son did the wrong thing. He knows that. He is starting to be rehabilitated, and I can't believe this happened to my family. And through the work of his father within the community, the judge did not give him the maximum of 15, but instead gave him 10. His son then in court turned around and thanked his father and apologized. It was a very touching moment and one of the more emotional moments in court today.
All right, Jamie Yuccas for us. Jamie, thank you.